we need to understand all of this elements, all the elements in STP, do analysis, and then we can come out with the most appropriate strategy and what are the most appropriate tools that we want to use. Okay, so what is segmentation? Dalam STP ni kita ada segmentation, targeting, positioning, right? So the first one is segmentation. What is segmentation? It is tool, it is an analysis which we marketer divide the market into smaller segments. Right? We divide market into smaller segments. When you look market and besar, right? So we need to identify this segment, right? Break up into a smaller segment, and then identify the distinct needs of these segments, their characteristics and behavior. Because each segment have different needs, different characteristics. When we say different, then definitely we need a separate marketing strategy or mixes, right? So mesti berbeza strategi itu. Definitely you can't choose only one strategy that which is fit to all, right? Yes, but there is a reason if you want to come up with one strategy and then fit to all segment. There must be a reason. You have to know well whether it is appropriate. But before we know which strategy that we want to use, definitely we need to justify where we use this strategy, and then we go for you use this strategy, and then we use the strategy for all. Now we choose the strategy and then we use the strategy to fit all segments. Why? What are the reason? There must be a reason. In order to understand the reason, that we need to do analysis. We need to understand. You need to know, identify this segment. What are the needs, their characteristics, the buying attitudes, right? Because buyers in the markets, they are different in terms of wants, they require the buying behavior, right? Attitudes towards products or services, where they live, where they locate, right? Different urban and rural, right? Suburban and cities. So city girl, city boy, right? They they want are different, right? Berbeza, ada perbezaan. In fact, kalau kita tengok attitude, buying behavior, tengok pula look to the age, and then the many things, right? Banyak benda lah, banyak elements, a lot of elements, a lot of factors that we need to that we need to know. First, we have to know it, understand it, and then analyze it, right? So kalau orang cakap, what is market segmentation? It is a process of dividing a market, big market itu tadi, market yang tadi besar tadi tu, market lah pasaran, which is we divide this market into smaller segments, right? Because customers are different. So we need to group these customers in a separate group, in a separate segment, by identifying their needs, characteristics, and also their behaviors, right? And of course, distinction ini need separate strategies, right? Because it's not all strategies could fit to all segments, right? Yes, can, but again, why? Right? Kalau boleh tahu why tu, bolehlah buat kot. Tapi sebelum kita buat strategi itu, kenapa you buat itu? There must be a reason, and of course for a marketer, they have to be smart enough when they decide to choose which strategy they want to focus. And to target to this segment, right? You might say, I sell the products and I offer the service. I want to offer product or service to all segments. To all segments. If you can do it, then go ahead. Itu yang I selalu cakap to my student. If you can do it, go ahead. Right? Because we already know it's involved a lot of efforts. Right? Orang Melayu kata kita tak nak yang dikendong apa berciciran. Saya pun tak ingat tu. Tak nak yang dikejar tercicir, yang dikendong berciciran. Macam mana? Itu because it's if you can if you have the capability, right, to go for all segments in one time, then go ahead. But I don't think so, right? Because most of the companies, they don't do that. Yang dikendong tak dapat, yang dikejar tak dapat, yang dikendong berciciran, itulah maksudnya. That's why you need to focus, right? So what else? Okay. Actually, last week we discussed on the consumer markets. This week we should continue with business market, right? So because there are few elements in business market which is not similar with consumer markets. But when I go through to some of the assignments given by your submitted by, I mean not submitted yet, but given by your friends your friend asked me to go through to the assignment and check whether they do it correctly. Most of you, I think I'm not saying that you don't understand STP, but you are not discuss it thoroughly, right? You do not discuss it thoroughly. Maybe understanding is one of the maybe because you are not maybe you read by yourself, you gather sources from internet. I don't know what is your reference, but you can't you can explain it or identify you can identify it well, and of course if you can identify it well, the STP analysis you can't the strategy that the company use by using STP, right? If you identify it wrongly, definitely it leads to a justification discussions yang tak tepat lah. It's not a correct explanation because in the first place you can't identify it. I know some of you did well. Some of you do the interpretation. You grasp the idea from the interpretation, but how you get the idea, how you analyze it, how you understand what the owner give to you. After you get the ideas, of course you need the information. Of course you need to do analysis, and then you need to use your own judgment, your own understanding, your own observation, right, to check and balance how you are going to put it all together, right? So that's why today I jumped into the chapter STP chapter, so that at least you can get some ideas from this chapter, and then you can do your assignment better. Because for me, if you fulfill all the requirements, you can explain it well. If you do it correctly, saya tak akan teragak-agak nak bagi skor yang baik lah. but I need to be fair. I need to be fair. If uh, right, if your friends do, I mean, if you can't fulfill the requirements or you do discuss it thoroughly, definitely I can't give a good marks to you, right? For assignments, I'm afraid you can't score good marks, right? I want to help you. That's why today I jumped to this chapter, so at least you can get an ideas from the explanation rather than what the other sources that you focus lah or you're referring. Okay, so this is market segmentation. You can segment this by segmentation can be done for consumer markets, business market, international markets where you want to go abroad. Some companies they want to go abroad, so as kind of markets into the international markets. And then what are the requirements for market segmentation? That's the things that the marketing needs to know when they want to do a market segmentation. Okay, in segmenting as consumer markets, in segmentation, in segmenting consumer markets, marketers need to no, I mean this is the elements in segmentation, consumer market segmentation, which is it can be segment by geographically, demographically, psychographic and behavioral segmentation. Hari ni kita dia boleh tahu lah. So uh, which segment you boleh I mean uh, use for your to focus lah, right? Okay, so geographic segmentation, we divide the market into different geographical units such as nation, region, state, countries, cities, or neighborhoods, right? When you can see, many companies they focus on geographic segmentation, like restaurant companies, that when they open the chain in more than one site, right? Kita kan kalau one site saja tak ada chain itu tak berlaku lah. Geographic itu di satu je dia ada kan, tapi usually many restaurants when they many restaurants they use this they not many lah, most of the restaurants if you able to see some of the restaurants which you can identify some of the restaurants, they open in many branches, right? They open the restaurants. They have many branches, and they open these branches in many areas. So they might. So the segment is, of course, they focus on geographic segmentation, the chain that they have. For example, kalau you tengok fast food chain, right? The fast food usually they focus on geographic segmentation because you can see in many areas, in many locations, cities, states, countries, neighborhoods, right? The chain itself, you can identify, you can know that, yeah, they are using a geographic segmentation. So lepas ni you pergi pizza, you cakap lah dekat counter tu, pizza ni guna geographic segmentation tau, you tahu tak? Right, contoh, because they have train across apa you cakap across cities, neighborhoods contohlah, itulah and of course the marketer focus on the exchange, they have more than one site they open more than one site or one branch. Usually they go for geographic segmentation, right? And the second one is demographic segmentation, where usually a marketer divides a market into segment based on variables, based on the attributes like age, life cycle stage, gender, income, occupation, education, and so on. So by looking at the attributes, you already know, right? Why do you do this, right? When we talk about gender, can we have a different needs when we buy not only needs, your attitudes, your personality, your behavior, yeah, many things, many factors, right? That make us different, right? Men and women, right? Ni kata cakap pasal gender, kita perlu cakap pasal lagi umur, faktor umur. When you was young, this is the products that you want. right? This is the service that you want, right? You want to go to theme park. Nanti today pun you still want to go to theme park, right? To the cinema. But there are some preference that might change ataupun people change and your taste also change based on your age, your life cycle, right? Gender, right? And definitely kalau cakap pasal income, of course lah, right? Kalau ada high purchasing power, right? You are professional, so you're educated, dan ini juga menentukan gaya pembelian, corak pembelian dan sebagainya. That's why marketers need to divide these markets into a Asian life cycle, gender, income, and so on. Right? Ini. Okay. So I ask you a simple question. Satu soalan yang paling mudah I tanya ni. Right? When you want to buy a cell phone, right? What are the criteria that you look first? Right? Apa yang you lihat dulu? Right? Dalam kelas ni kita ada two gender. Two gender je lah kan, ada kan? So can you jot down your answer? What you look first, right? Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Is it the price? Is it the design? Is it the features? Is it the brand? Is it what are the factors that might influence you when you decide to buy a cell phone, right? Right? When I was young like you, I go for design. I'm not saying that I'm rich. I should consider price too, but price together, price plus the design. If the price is, I can afford the price. I afford the cell phone, but if the price is low or cheaper, tapi the design is not good enough, then definitely I won't buy it. Saya akan beli. But if the price is a bit higher than the other brand, tapi this brand give a design that I prefer, I sanggup rela untuk get the cell phone, walaupun I need to pay an extra, right? If there is of course lah, dia lebih bayaran tu kalau lah, right? And of course look to the budget lah juga kan, kita kena tengok budget jugalah. Tapi dia menunjukkan design and the colour lah, design, colour. Kalau masa remaja, tapi kalau hari ni tak cakap lah tak care, but it's not the first thing that I look, right? So sebab itulah kita lihat segmentation consumer markets in terms of demographic ni, dia saling berkait, age, gender, your income, and other factors and other attributes that might influence people when buying product or get a service. The first criteria, my question is first criteria. Nanti kita pergi balik. First criteria, jangan tipu. The first thing yang you lihat. Be honest, because I want to see macam mana perbezaan you among your friends lah bila you membuat pembelian. Okay, so what about psychographic? Psychographic, marketer divide the market into different segments based on social class, right? Social class ni pun berbeza. Social class come together with the income, with the other elements, right? Apa social class yang orang kaya tu kan, ataupun with some lifestyle, but they have their own lifestyle. They have income dia ada right? The segments, of course you can mix with the other segments, right? They have their own lifestyle, they have their own characteristics, their buying behavior, buying pattern. When the social class is different, then all the things or factors that influence them from buying or get a service are different, right? And of course, it's characteristics, right? Okay. So this is one of the lifestyle segmentation. Panera mungkin tak of course tak ada kat sini American food I think, right? Which is it's not only they not only offer food for you, but it's kata healthy eating lifestyle for people, right? Yang inilah I selalu cakap pada my student, if you are in Terengganu, I see because I see many diet plan, right? Ini yang saya cakap many diet plan. This is a plan of a diet plan yang you need to follow dia bagi kat kita. We have a coach. As for me, I just don't care. You have a coach, you have a plan, or apa sahaja you give it to me. Just give me a food, right? Give them a because I can cook every day. I only cook during weekend because during weekdays I'm busy because of course I can't cook during masa malam ke dinner time ke. Give just offer a dietary food diet a healthy food, right? Rather than you give a plan, a coach, right? Because we don't have time. This is the thing that they don't really understand. Why? Bukan tak faham, they don't study well. Instead of give a coach, instead of give a books, instead of give a training, all the things, all the plans, you don't really understand about the professional or career woman, what they need actually. This is what I need. And until today kat Gong Badak ni, I tak boleh dapatkan even one yang offer a dietary or healthy meal every day. I want to get it a package of healthy food, healthy meal, right? For my family, right? Make it a week or a month package, right? Why not, right? Instead of giving all these things, because we already know. We already know this food is good for you. This good food, the no's and the do's and the don'ts. The good food, bad food. Kita tahu semua tu. But what actually customers mahu adalah not only awareness, not only you educate them, but how you are going to serve them, right? Ini cantik ni lah. Gong Badak ni kalau you stay here ataupun kat Kuala Terengganu ni, cubalah buat business tu. Right? I think boleh sukses, because I keep on texting or looking or this cari sampai hari ni. If you have a contact those seller ataupun sellers yang ada offer healthy meal ataupun yang ni healthy diet ni apa semua in a package, give give a piece of to me. Right? It's sebab tak faham tentang tu, right? Ini adalah perkara-perkara yang you perlu faham. Then mulalah dia cakap, okay, we do this, but it doesn't work. We do this, but it doesn't work. I would say it's not good because you don't understand your customer. You do the segmentation, right? When you do the segmentation, you understand all the attributes, all the variables that you can. Dia tak perlah. It's not like you have to have. You need to have a piece of paper and a pen and okay, I need to do this. Sometimes we just need to understand this market in Terengganu. They have a professional 40%. This professional age between blah blah blah, income is blah 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 blah. Then barulah you boleh tahu contoh, right? Tak perlu pun sebenarnya sama pen atau piece of paper. Judgment, observation, understanding. When you do a segmentation, kalau nak guna piece of paper, computer, it's up to you. Somehow dalam secara mudah nak faham itulah, itu pun tak lepas lagi, belum lagi we do all the reporting on analysis, and we need to report the analysis that like what you're doing now, STP, right? STP yang ada dalam assignment you, which is you need to identify the STP strategy that a company choose, identify and explain it, right? Itu sahaja I nak rasanya, bukan I want you to when you know the strategy of the company STP, that's how they do the STP, then when you discuss on the recommendation suggestion, you can go through to the strategy, at which stage they are lacking of, and then what are the strategy that they still don't focus, on what we call it, overlook maybe, right? Terlepas pandang. Okay, right. So this, kalau you tak buat, if you don't go for the STP, you don't do the analysis, you can't identify, of course, you can't come out with a good recommendation. Recommendation tak bagus lah sebab you fail to identify the strategy first. Analysis is very important. You need to identify, you need to understand the whole process. You need to understand the company. It's not your company, but through the interview, you know how the company works. What is the company? Who are them? What are they doing actually? What are they selling? What are they offer to the market? Who are the customers, right? How they reach the customers? What are the strategy they use in terms of promotion and so on? Okay, then barulah you will come out with your suggestion. If you don't understand what they are doing, apa semua strategi yang dia buat tu, then of course you can come up with a good suggestion. Sorry. Okay, so what about behavioral segmentation? We divide a market into segments based on customer knowledge, attitudes, uses of product or responses to a product, right? Kalau orang cakap hari ni, marketer ni tak perlu bijak pun, tipulah, mengarutlah nonsense. Macam mana you nak faham tentang knowledge, attitude, uses of product or response? Marketers must be smart. That's why those who earn million, become a billionaire, they are good. I mean, they are smart in identifying, look into gap in the market. Right? They see the gap in the market and they fulfill the market. That's why they can be a billionaire because they are fulfilling the gaps, right? When they decide to fulfill the gap, of course, they need to do a survey, research. They need to study the market first, right? Studying the market, of course, you can't deny to the importance of STP, right? So what else? Okay, so segmentation, behavioral segmentation can be look into location, benefits, user status, usage rate, and loyalty status. Okay, so occasion refers to when customer get the idea to buy, right? Where do you want to buy? Where they buy a product? Why they make a buy, right? And of course, if you know what they're buying, why they buy it, and why they get a service, right? Barulah you faham, right? Macam mana you nak focus or build up a product usage, right? Kena tahu dia guna untuk apa, what kind of application. You thought they buy a product because they want to use it, if they want to wear when they go to office. No, basically they want to give a gift. They buy it, give a gift some special one. Baru for some occasion untuk ni kan. Baru bila you tahu ni, then you can build up a product usage. Barulah you boleh tahu, right? Bila you perlu lakukan promotion, and then you are able to identify what you are able to promote products by aiming to the occasion, suitable occasion that customers usually prefer products. Okay, tak kira lah holiday occasions ke, right? Ataupun ada celebrations ke, right? Dan sebagainya. Kita banyak kan, a lot of holidays, we have a lot of celebration, the festives, right? Mudah saja, banyak companies di luar sana, big company, they go for festive occasions. Tengok banyak dia buat kan, a lot of promotions they do because they are able to identify what are actually when actually people buy and for what occasion, right? And of course the benefits, right? Profile benefits, what people buy, benefits they get from products. Is it, that's why I'm asking you, when you buy a cell phone, what you look first? Is it the features? Is it product? Is it a design? Is it a brand? Some people go for brand, right? How many of you, when you want to buy a product ataupun you get a service, you only think about the brand first. If the brand didn't have it, then you go for another brand. How many of you? Right? Boleh tak you bagi tahu kat sini? You go for brand first. Okay, where you want to buy, some products, contoh, if not Apple, I won't buy it. Dia kata. Kalau bukan Apple, I won't buy it. Not Apple tu makan tu, the brand. Right? If it's not Panasonic, then I tak nak beli lagi lah. Ataupun if not Panasonic, then I go for Sharp. Macam tu, dia ada brand. Right? Kalau I nak beli handbag, of course, I go for Bonia. If Bonia tak berkenan, then I go for CR, for gas contoh. Right? Ada tak yang macam tu? Right? Kalau nak beli, mesti that brand. So you can see this person kan, orang-orang macam ni, you akan tengok handbag dia, all dia punya products yang dipakai tu ataupun brands, wearings dia ataupun apa yang dibeli tu, stationeries ke, apa sahaja produk yang dibeli, sama ada skincare, cosmetics. Kalau adalah the company, the brands provide it, then you akan see, you akan tengok dia punya skincare that nama have skincare brand itu, and then dia punya t-shirt pun brand itu, tudung pun brand itu, contoh. Right? Hari ni I tak sebut tapi I sebut lagi mudah lah because for Malay lah, for Malay some of us, even though it's not Malay, contoh they go for Neolafa brand, Neolafa celebrity. So every time Neolafa launch a product, they will take a buy. Dia akan beli. Tak kira lah what kind of product. Because of the brand. Right? It's a contoh. I bagi you contoh. Right? Hari ni dia keluar mask. Mask NH. Apa nama dia? Right? Her name kali dengan nama husband kan. NH, Nolafa and Haris. So, hari ni dikeluarkan mask. Even though produk dia sebelum ni adalah women fashion, which is she sell, she offer, I think she sell veils and scarf, and then she also have banyaklah juga produk dia ada. If you go to the website, then you can find ladies fashion stuff, ladies stuff lah, item stuff masuk on the website. And today she come up with the mask, right? With the brand, with her brand lah, brand dia tu lah. Right? Ini sama juga, right? Every time the owner or the seller, the company come up with a new product, you sanggup beli, right? Because you go for brand, right? You want that brand. Okay, ada tak macam tu? It's me. Can I know which brand? You go for brand first, right? Sama lah, right? I go for brand for handbag, usually. Handbag and shoes, usually. And also scarf. Yeah. Right? Yang lain tak tertaru sangat, right? But still, because they have many substitutes, and sometimes kita buat cross checks and balance juga lah. Okay, so what else? User status, usage rate, and all this stuff. Of course lah, user status. Kena tahu juga non-user, ex-user, potential user, first-time user, and regular user of a product. Why? Because strategies atau promotions that you want to do to fulfill their needs also must look to the usage rate, right? Of course lah, user status and usage rate. Of course, for your non-users, you want to convince this user. I mean, attract their attention, not convince, attract the attention of this user to become your user, right? For ex-user, of course, lepas. Orang kata benda lepas jangan dikenang, tapi why not? Right? You still, do some strategies to convince them to go back. I mean, come back to you. And then for potential users, what are the strategies that you want to persuade persuade them ataupun educate them, right? Ataupun yalah, any promotions that to attract attention from this potential user, right? What about first time user and then regular users of a product? How you're going to maintain a relationship ataupun to make this customer keep on buying your products. Kalau tak tahu, and then you can't go for the next, to the next strategy yang akan datang. You can't plan, right? Because you don't know the status of your user, who are them, and then what are the what they use, right? And how many times they use it, right? So if you understand this, then of course you can come up with a better strategy in order to turn all of these customers, whether it's potential or first time or regular user, whether they are light or medium or heavy product user, you want to turn all of these customers to become a loyal one, to become a loyal customer to our product brand or to our company, right? So this is the thing, right, yang perlu difahamkan. Tapi sayangnya, unfortunately, right, macam mana we want to ensure customers loyal to our product if we at the first place we don't understand them, right? Ini yang kita gagal lah. That's why I memang paling tak suka, I dislike to hear the feedback from small business when they said, but we can't do sale because of this, because of that, because we know that some of the studies didn't work because they don't go into details. They don't actually practice it yet. Tipu, kalau orang kata, I dah pergi semua tapi tak dapat juga. Still, there's something missing there, right? We have to look back. What are the strategy yang you guna and then why it doesn't work. There must be a room of improvements in any strategy. In fact, in our life, right, there's always a room of improvements. Like what you're doing now lah. Bila you buat assignment ni, masih yang diberi, dan sebagai contoh tu adalah and then a comment I give to me from me ni, I give to you a comment ni adalah untuk you improve, right? Because I believe there's always a room for improvement. Ada peluang untuk improve, right? Tak ada when it's not true when I mean I still can can debate if you say I do all the strategy, I'll do all the things, but it doesn't work. Right? No, there must be something or some part you are lacking of, or you're missing, or you overlooked it. You need to identify and improve. Okay. What else? Multiple segmentation we used to identify smaller better different groups. Of course, marketer can use usually use a multiple segmentation. We don't go for geographic only. We don't go for stratigraphic only. We don't go for demographic only. Okay, they use multiple segmentation to reach the segments. Okay. What else? Okay, consumer and business marketer use many of time, right? Yeah. They use from business marketer, they use a similar or same variables to segment the markets because you already know, right? Even though they serve business markets, the markets also consist of individuals, right? I mean, individuals, manusia seorang individu, right? So definitely they use some same variables to segment the markets for business marketer. But there is a few variables or additional variables that must be included, like operating characteristics, purchasing approach, and then the situational analysis, and also the personal characteristics, right? That the company need to look into, right? Some they did not focus on geographic, and when they want to go for geographic, demographic, and they need to look to the programs that programs or marketing programs that also must look into these variables, to other additional variables. Right? It's not enough to use only to focus on the consumer variables in segmentation. Right? They need also to go for the additional variables, right? Because operations for business market, business user pun dah berbeza, right? That's operation lah. The approach, how to approach them pun dah berbeza, right? Then the other factors, right? And what about segmenting international markets? Yang ni when a marketer ataupun a company want to go abroad, right? They want to expand branches, they want to expand the company outlets to the international market. Of course, they need to look to the geographic location. What country they want to enter, right? Kat mana ni region? Which regions? Is it Western, Europe, Middle East, or Africa, and so on, right? Because different locations have a different population with a different or unique characteristics of this of their people, right? Berbeza, right? Kat Malaysia pun tak boleh nak faham tentang pasaran Malaysia. What about if you want to go abroad? You need to understand the markets there, right? Kena faham tentang market di sana, and of course this market consists of individuals who you want to offer your product or service. You need to understand the markets. Of course, this market there are differences in terms of the culture, the language, the religions, characteristics, the personalities, and so on, right? And what else? Economic factors, yeah, of course, right? Kita nak tengok tentang economy, right? Group of countries by population income levels, the levels of income for these people, right? Baru kita boleh tengok whether there is a demand for our products, right? Kita tak boleh SS ni kata shop sendiri. Rasa produk I boleh jual ni. Tak ada demand kat sana. Because you need to look also to the economic level in the population, by population income levels, in which country that you want to enter, right? And of course, political and legal factors is also important, and that's why we as a citizen, Malaysian citizen, we need to keep our country. I mean, it's our responsibility to ensure that our country is stable, right? Stability of our country. Stabil, maksudnya stabil dari segi politik dia, right? Economic, because definitely we understand that investor won't take a risk, right? Untuk ke negara kita lah if the political issues is still not resolved, right? Because political instability, right? In one country, definitely dia akan mengganggu pasaran, and of course many investors, most of investors, they will think twice before they want to enter the markets or the country which the political they have instability, political and economic. It's not balanced. I mean, instability of the economic and politic. Tak akan pergi. Sama lah macam kita, if you do business, you dah tahu dah tempat itu tempat bergolak, tempat peperangan, suka-suka nak buka McD kat situ. Ada ke you buat macam tu? I give a simple reason, right? Just a simple reason. Tiba-tiba you nak pergi, dah tahu dah Syria sekarang ni berperang, you pun nak pergi buka cafe kat situ. Tak logik lah. Orang cakap, you might say, oh jauh sangat example tu, nak bagi you faham tentang itu. Which is, we can't see in our country ada peperangan ke apa. Tapi investors, marketers, multinational companies, they study the markets, they study the international markets. Of course, they will look to all the legal factors, regulations, and these political stability in which country they want to enter, right? It's our job lah, kan kat sini juga kan, nak memastikan negara tu kita ni orang nak invest, right? Barulah akan development of country in better and better, right? What about culture factors? Culture factors is very important, right? budaya, ialah culture, right? Consists of language, religions, attitudes, right? Behavioral patterns of uh, individuals, peoples in a country that you want to enter. You can enter in, right? The language that you use, the religions, and so on, right? Like I said, the Walmart success in US, but it's it shut down its operation within 3 months after enter Japan market because they don't understand the culture of Japanese. Right? Ada tak I pernah cerita kat you, right? Culture factors. Because they don't understand culture of Japanese, the loses, and then the company loses lah, maksudnya kerugian lah. And then they shut down operation after 3 months operate, open the branch there, right? Walaupun it's a huge success in America. Siapa tak kenal Walmart? If you Google Walmart, oh, you know, right? You akan tahu how success Walmart, right? But it's a failure in Japan market. Why? Because we don't understand the culture of Japanese. Right? Ada tak I pernah cerita you dalam kelas ni? I have many class. I cakap banyak kali. Kalau culture memang I selalu relate with this case because Walmart is a big name, right? Sangat sukses, right? Tapi tak berjaya ni satu culture, right? So this is the thing that yang perlu dilihat lah, right? Banyak dia cakap pasal culture ni banyak, right? Kena faham tentang perkara itu lagi lah, yang melibatkan religions, right? And then what else? Yalah, budaya ni terlalu besar. You can't change others' culture, right? You can say, oh, this is not good. This is not good. We don't do this in our culture. That is your culture, not their culture. They do that in their culture. You need to understand it, right? That's why Kit Kat is success. When it's success in China when they come up with a Kit Kat tea, a green tea, right? But not in a Malaysian market, right? Tak berlaku macam tu dekat Malaysian market, right? Apa yang dia orang makan pun ini adalah budaya and then value lah ni, apa sahaja perbezaan kita, right? We can see a good marketer that's of course they need to identify this distinctive distinct elements and understand it, not arguing ataupun not following the culture or the other elements because we don't do that, we don't do this. They understand it and try to to understand and then offer product or service which suit these elements. That's smart lah, itu yang lebih bagus lah, rather than we say that we don't do this, we can't do this, right? You should understand this culture and then there is a compromise, perlu lihat lah, right? Perlu lihat dengan teliti sebab when we talk about culture ni pun dah sensitif. Oh, kata sensitifnya, tak adalah sensitif, right? Kalau orang Melayu dulu, zaman dulu masuk rumah pakai kasut pun, memang boleh gaduh besar. Kalau kita lihat, it's so simple. Kalau kita tengok, simple saja, pakai kasut. Tu boleh dengan kasut kan, tapi malah tu boleh bergaduh kan? Because respect, right? So sama lah when you want to offer product or services, when you want to enter market, you need to understand the language, the culture, the custom, the traditions. Wow, a lot of things. Definitely, itulah seharusnya, right? Macam market segment, formal segments of customer have seen banyak dalam kerja in different countries. Boleh juga macam market segmentation, right? Walaupun dalam kerja in different countries, but your formal market will have similar needs and value. In terms of age, jadilah gender, income, yes, we can pattern, form it to similar segment, even though they look at it in different countries. Like internet, kan? Everybody use it, right? In every countries, So macam mana nak segment? Guna-guna macam TV, satellite TV, right? How to do that, right? They use internet market segmentation ataupun dipanggil cross market segmentation, right? Forming segment who have a similar needs and buying behavior, even though they are located in different countries. Okay, so this is requirement for effective segmentation. Of course, must be measurable, right? Perlu measure size, power profile, so it can be measured. Kita tak boleh buat segmentation yang tak boleh nak diukur. Tak boleh measure. Same goes to the account, kan? Buat account, kan? Macam mana you nak identify profit and loss kalau you don't know the transaction, right? Tak ada transaction apa, tak tahu lah transaction ada tak tahu. Transaction ni invisible. Bolehlah you need to identify what kind of transaction first, what kind of transaction first, type of transaction, and then it can be measured, and then barulah you can measure, right? Beli ayam berapa ekor, 2 ekor, 3 ekor, and then what are the costs. Ayam tu pula tengok besar ke kecil ke dan sebagainya. Harga berbeza, right? The price is different. So it can be, should be measured. Accessibility can be assessed, reach and serve, right? Macam mana lah nak accessibility can be assessed, effective reach and serve. You can serve the markets, right? Tak boleh nak fikir tentang okay, you nak serve a markets, which is you to have a capability in serving, right? Contoh you nak reach a markets yang sangat jauh ataupun yang you tak mampu untuk reach ataupun serve, then you focus on that market, of course lah, you akan gagal lah, right? It's asas, mudah untuk diasas, right? Reach and serve. And then substantial profit enough, profitable, menguntungkan, right? That's why dalam marketing we always look to the profitable relationship. Dia tak cakap we want to maintain, of course lah, maintain and strengthen relationship, but what kind of relationship? Profitable relationship. Profit tu, we do business, kan? Kita buat business, so sama lah juga, mesti market segments adalah besar dan profitable enough to serve. And then there is a differentiation. You can you can differentiate the segment, right? Distinguish the elements of marketing mix and programs, and for each of the segments that you want to serve, and must attractive enough to serve the segment, actionable, effective programs. Okay, so perlu ada tindakan, untuk itulah boleh melakukan program itu, effective programs yang boleh dihasilkan untuk attract and serve the segments, right? Orang you might be a good thinker, right? You think a lot, you have a lot of ideas, but without action it doesn't work. Itu sahaja, right? That's why many people out there, they success because they take action first, right? They think and make an action. You think without an action, right? I'm not saying you is other people, orang lain yang bernama you, right? Sama lah. Saya tu ada juga perkara yang macam why I don't do this, why I don't do that. Sama lah juga, because I know I have the idea, because I don't make an action to reach the goal ataupun what I want. And after someone else grab the opportunity and he or she succeed. Of course lah, kita rasa macam, oh my god, why I don't do that, right? Barulah kita macam tu. Because one, you might have a good ideas, you mungkin ada idea yang sangat bagus, you are good thinker, you are creative, right? You have a good plans, you have a good strategy, right? But because that you don't go for action, don't do the action, tak berhasil pun, right? Sebab itulah I jarang suka dengar orang yang banyak cakap. Kalau I owner, saya rasa saya nak cari orang yang suka bekerja, kuat bekerja, rather than good talker, banyak cakap tapi tak boleh buat kerja, right? Inilah benda-benda lah, actionable adalah bila you boleh hasilkan an effective programs to reach the segments, and then do it, and then make an approach, right? Action. Boleh hasilkan program itu, right? Boleh tukarkan the ideas yang you mahukan tu to an action. Itulah yang baiklah untuk effective segment, right? Bahas idea tu ada, tapi cakap tak tahulah program, tak boleh buat lah. I don't know how to design it. I don't know how to design the program. Macam mana? So dia tak akan jadi effective, right? Okay, what else? Kita tak boleh bertindak lah, right? Banyak fikir tapi tak ada action. Sebab tak tahu nak buat. Pelik bunyinya pelik. Tapi itulah yang kita buat selalu dalam hidup kita. Banyak kita fikir tapi ada benda yang memang kita buat. Okay. Kita adalah orang lain online. Kita dalam kelas ni semua kita cakap pasal orang lain. Okay. Not us. Okay, evaluate market segments. So you need to see the size and growth of the segments, right? How big the segment, how big how big the market. And then the growth of the market is really important, right? It's really important. Kalau I cakap pasal growth, the size ni, kalau tanya soalan panjang buat cerita, right? How attractive the segment, right? Nak enter tu, how attractive the segments, right? Adakah you want to compete with the other existing competitors in the market, right? Ataupun you want to be different, you are the one of a pioneer in the market, right? Ini maksudnya, right? Kena faham tentang perkara ini. And then look also to the structural factors, right? Whether it's affect long run segment attractiveness. Kita tengok competitors, new entrants, product substitutes, buyers and suppliers also, who able to control prices, quality or quantity that yang kita order lah, goods and services. Wow, lot of things to do, right? Banyak kena buat, and of course kena tengok juga objective and resources, right? Objectives, companies punya objectives, and then resources to succeed in attractive segment. Yang ini ni kalau pergi satu-satu 1 jam. Tapi I summarize it. Contoh lah, bila cakap pasal resources, you have to understand the objectives of the company, right? You want what are the objectives of your company? You want to focus on the quality, on the entering a mass market. You want to be a price leader, right? Price leadership, offering a cheaper price to the markets. You kena faham dulu objective, target and then objective, right? The goals company nak tu, yang tu kena faham dulu. And then by looking, we have to also to look to the resources, availability of resources, right? Tak boleh cakap banyak lah. Okay, I nak buat ni cakap, tapi resources itu terlalu sikit, which is when you want to find a supply atau materials, equipments yang nak gunakan to produce a product or service to offer to the market, you know it's limited. Dia sangat terhad, right? Ini perlu dilihat juga, right? Perlu dilihat juga, right? Ini adalah yang perlu dilihat. Tapi if you able to find a lot of suppliers ataupun ada suppliers ataupun resources tu, okay, you can get resources easily with an affordable price, anytime, everywhere. Lebih memudahkan, tetapi mesti akan lebih banyak bersaing, right? So this is all the things yang perlu dilihat lah, right? Persaingan, new entrants, substitutes, many resources, a lot of resources, mungkin akan banyak bersaing, right? Tetapi kalau resources itu terlampau sedikit, then it's hard for you to do your business, right? Contoh buat nasi kerabu lah, saya bagi contoh simple je lah. Nasi kerabu, ya boleh, warna putih boleh, tapi dia bukan lagi kerabu. Kalau orang Tengah ni is kerabi in Thailand. Nasi kerabu, color dia must be blue, right? My friend Joharian kan, dia kata dia takut nak makan nasi kerabu sebab warna biru. Dia cakap nasi hujan panas, nasi minyak, you okay pula. Sebab kita dah terbiasa. Dia kata, right? Tapi untuk local people, Right? Macam orang Terengganu, contoh ni, kalau makan nasi kerabu mesti warna biru. Contohlah, you nak jual nasi kerabu kan? You nak warna biru nak dapat kat mana? Nak guna pewarna. The taste is different. Dia akan jadi different. Orang penggemar, right? Penggemar nasi kerabu, they can decide. Betul, right? Of course kena guna. Nasi kerabu buat daripada apa? Warna dia tu. Ini adalah knowledge, pengetahuan. Tak ada kaitan pun dalam warna biru. Apa tahu kat sini? Ya, bunga apa? Bunga telang. Biru tu. So let's say bunga tu tak ada. You kena tanam lah. Tak semua orang tanam. Right? Contoh. Right? Kalau bagi contoh banyak. Masa kat Japan kan, they are good in R&D. They are good in research and development. Dia bagus sangat dalam robotik ataupun terms of technology. Right? Tapi resources still limited. So what they did adalah they use the technology to produce resources so that they can come up with the products. Itu yang dibuat. Negara yang hebat, yang macam tu orang dia dan teknologi dia bagus, okay, still. Tapi cost lah yang terlibat agak tinggi lah. Kita hari ni, we have the resources, but we don't utilize it. People want that resources to come up with a product. We still, right, lack in terms of look to these resources. What are other resources yang banyak sebenarnya. Kalau dapat kat negara-negara Jepun ni, mesti kaya raya lagi diorang. Dia dah kaya dah. Without resources, sebab you tahu kan, study geographic lah di Japan, you tahu. Banyak resources yang dia tak ada. Kalau takkanlah dia pergi negara ini, pergi negara dulu. Saya wah kan. So tapi because dia bijak kan, they have the capability in terms of R&D dan sebagainya, they come up with they produce the resources itu sendiri. Ada banyak cerita lah, dalam story sepanjang kalau nak cerita, come up with the resources to produce product, right? To sell to the market. Itu yang dia buat sendiri resources. Other than that, they get it from other countries. Dia dapatkan daripada negara yang lain lah, right? Resources. Okay. Warna makanan biru lah. Saya contoh cakap. So kalau tak ada bunga telang tu tiba-tiba habis, tak ada you lah kena tanam, you kena produce. Contoh. Kita nampak simple, tapi itulah sumber yang diperlukan untuk dihasilkan produk you. So bila cakap produk yang lebih lain pun samalah resources. If the resources is limited, you can't find it, you need to ensure where you can get it. If not, your business will be end. Berhentilah. Biasa tak you pergi kedai, tak boleh buat adik. Tak ada. Dia kata, pernah tak? Tak ada. Bila tak ada, tak boleh nak buat nasi lemak, dia kata. Contoh. I baru pergi Kelantan baru ni, nasi lemak. Dia kata kerang tak ada, dia kata. Dia kata kenapa pula kerang tak ada? Ni Malaysia. Correct betul, tak ada kerang. Mahal, dok dah nak ambil, mahal. Why? Bila resources, ni pun pasal mahal, belum lagi limited, mahal pula. Bila mahal sumber itu, cost tu terlibat, nasi lemak tu akan jadi mahal lah. Tak sama dengan harga. So I said to this makcik lah. Kenapa makcik mahal? Harga lain, saya kata. Dia gelak saya. Orang tak mampu benda tu lagi. Mahal-mahal. So satu dia punya menu dah hilang kat situ. Right? So this is the thing. And kami baru resources. So kurang lagi yang ada sasaran aku. Right? Target market. After you do segmentation, tadi tak segmentation. And then you go for targeting. Bila dah faham tentang segmentation, then you able to choose which segment you want to target. Segment mana you nak target. Right? Target is a buyer who share common needs and spirit that come inside you. So, you dah tahu dah segment yang you buat, segment mana you nak enter, dan you know which segment you want to target, right? And of course, there's some strategy under market targeting strategy, undifferentiated or mass market, differentiated segmented market, concentrated niche marketing, and micro marketing, or can be identified by local or individual marketing. Okay. Mass market and differentiated marketing target the whole market with one offer. Satu offer focus on common needs. They don't see much to the difference of individual needs. They use a mass marketing, right? Banyaklah produk-produk yang selalu jumpa adalah groceries, like household items, right? They go for mass market. Tapi tak juga household item pun ada juga. They focus on differentiated marketing. When they focus on differentiated marketing, they target several different segment and design separate products for each. Right? Ini adalah salah satu cara yang boleh dilakukan, which is you guna differentiated marketing. Right? Dia lebih mahal lah, sebab bila you fokus, you kena mengikut kehendak needs and wants of the segments, and then you design separate offer for each of the segments. Of course, you akan melibatkan cost lah dekat situ, right? So these things yang juga boleh dibuat lah. Okay. For us, we can also use concentrated marketing. Targets a large share of smaller markets, right? Ia penting, bukan penting, ia perlu dilakukan. I mean, when you have a limited company resources, we talked earlier tentang company resources, right? Kalau you ada limited resources, right, you can use concentrated marketing, right? Concentrated marketing, which is you target large share of smaller market, right? Ini Fela lah, dia buat retro wave, right? They focus on those who retro, yang suka retro tu lah, and then they create a narrative about products, right? From the segments kecil lah. Siapa suka retro? I tak suka, contoh kan. Tapi it works lah untuk those company yang ada limited resources. But walaupun smaller market, tapi market tu must be attractive. Perlu lihat juga attractiveness of it, right? What else? Micro marketing, tailor product and marketing program to suit the specific individuals, whether local, menggunakan local marketing ataupun individual marketing. Ni cities, neighborhood store. Kita tengok 7-Eleven lah, stigmat kan? Kejiranan penuh dengan dekat kejiranan, right? Tailor. Usually dia boleh nampak banyak, right? Dekat neighborhoods, right? Cities, right? Individual marketing, one-to-one marketing ataupun mass customization. Ini Rolls Royce. Memang tak mampu lah. Nama pun individual marketing. They tailor products and marketing programs to needs of individual customers. Macam mana dia buat? They work closely with the individual customers. They get they make analysis. They do some research and study this. Dia dapatlah preference of this individual customer. Who are this customer? Bukan kita lah. Rolls Royce ke? Kan? So these individual customers, dia akan faham apa yang mereka mahukan, the preference of these individual customers. They come out the products and marketing program which tailor to the needs and preference of these individual customers. Ada peminat Rolls and Royce, right? Individual marketing. Okay. So how to choose a targeting depends on, again, resources. Satu right? Mass marketing banyak, tak masalah differentiated, tapi concentrated apabila resources tu limited. Variability of the products, right? You can expand the variability of the products. Life cycle of products, right? Life cycle pun penting juga untuk kita faham, sebab targeting ini juga perlu melihat kepada what we call it, the life cycle itu sendirilah, right? Sebagai contoh, kalau you boleh tengok dekat textbook you ada ada dekat page 231, Right? Kalau chapter 7, tengok whenever introduce new product, it's much practical to go for undifferentiated marketing ataupun concentrated marketing. Kalau nak perkenalkan produk baru lah. Right, tetapi bila dekat mature stage of the product life cycle, dia ada mature stage kan, kita tahu kan introduction stage, growth stage, and maturity stage product life cycle, then they need to use they can use differentiated marketing. Sebab dia lebih sense kan, they can go for they can do for segment, right? And of course perlu juga lihat kepada market viability and of course competitors marketing strategy. Know your hate one, know your love one. Love one, ini ayat yang paling mudah. You janganlah guna pula untuk bagi tahu this is a marketing punya ayat-ayat saya sebab saya nak faham saya. Your love one bagi saya adalah kalau dalam bisnes adalah your customers, right? Your hate one, kita tak boleh benci orang tetapi hakikatnya competitors maybe kita letak hate your hate one. Orang yang kita tak suka selalunya kita tahu kan apa dia pakai, apa dia makan. Kau tahu tak dia duduk kat mana? Dia duduk kat Seredang macam tu. You tahu sampai ke rumah dia you tahu. I tak macam tu lah tapi selalunya ladies. Right, hari ni dia pakai warna biru. Macam cantik you cakap. You hate one. So sama dalam business you need to know who are your customers. Tak faham tentang customer sebab you love one, you nak jaga dia. Tapi you hate one, bukan you tak nak jaga dia, you kena keep on eye of these competitors, right? Tapi hari ni business kita cakap pasal competition, cakap partner. Kalau I jumpa lah orang bisnes kat luar sana kan, dia suka cakap we don't have a competitor, they are our partner. Dia kata okay fine, and then I ask him, so you collaborate with that company? No, we don't collaborate. But we use the company as our reference. No, we look what they are doing as our reference. That's why they are our partner. They are your competitor. They just change the word. Right, maksudnya dia skodeng. When you skodeng itu, that's your competitor. Tapi dia nak guna ayat partner because dia jadikan reference, so I merujuk pada dia. So because this partner dia kata do better than our company. Dia kata walaupun tak ada kaitan, I ingat dia ada collaboration kan, dia nak bagi sedap. Tapi so saya sukalah menjentik dia kan. Dia kata this is our partner, we don't have competitor here. Do you collaborate with the company? No, we don't. We use them as our reference. So these people are this company is your competitor. Your hate one, which is you. Okay, fine. Your loved one is it, but you according them to get all the information. Use as a reference to improve your business. Then is your competitor. So look at their strategy, labeling, product kan. Sama lah, I suka guna ayat yang mudah untuk I faham tentang apa yang I belajar. Right. Supaya I saja yang faham. So I bagi kat you benda yang mudah untuk faham. Use your own creativity to understand apa yang you belajar. Sama lah kalau dalam accounting, you faham lebih, you kena gunakan ayat-ayat tertentu yang you sendiri yang faham tentang. So dia lebih bagus untuk you memahami sesuatu. Right? Product position, after you do that targeting, and then you do position. Way product defined by customer important attributes. Look to the important attributes. Contoh Sonos, dia kata more than just sell speaker. Ini biasa marketer. Kita tak jual speaker, tetapi kita jual music. Kita give music in every room of house wirelessly. Gitu. Tapi memang you have to buy the speaker, right? Contoh position, right? Tapi bila dia position macam ni, kalau music dia best lah kan, menenangkan dan sebagainya. Use positioning maps to show customer perception and experiment is important, so you can see marketers' brands versus competing products on important buying dimension. Quality, price, you kena identify. You go for luxury, you go for performance, yang mana? You punya attributes ataupun your variables. Attributes. Right? Quality, price, brand, what else? Kena identify. Sama lah je bila you buat assignment. You buat you punya assignment. You kena tahu bila cakap pasal competitor dia, apa beza the company with the competitor? Right, you're going to use your own judgment. You need to understand the business and then do some observation. Adakah dia berbeza in terms of the price? This company, they go for brand, but the competitor go for price and quality. Apa how they position the business on top, right? And yeah, competitive advantage, kelebihan persaingan. Kalau you ada kelebihan persaingan, you tak akan takut pada sesiapa pun because you're different. You sangat unik, not easily copied. Tak boleh orang tiru you. Ini paling mahal, right? Kalau boleh ada. Competitive advantage of a competitors, offering customer greater value, either through lower prices or providing more competence. That justify higher prices. Okay? Bila ada competitive advantage, tak rasa risau tentang competitors lagi. Bukanlah tak rasa risau, which is you already have an advantage over competitors. You already beat your competitors. And then give a greater value for customers, of course lah. Right? Sama ada menggunakan strategi lower the prices ataupun offering more benefits ataupun come up with a value, benda yang bernilai, yang worth yang customer get from you, which is they can't get it from a competitor. Right? Kalau cakap pasal nilai, competitive advantage besar. It could be your products, it could be your staff, it could be your service, it could be brand, it could be banyak-banyak. Right? Need to identify. Tapi if you able to identify and use it wisely, you can get the advantage, disadvantage. I mean, it's a competitive advantage, which is you tak takut lagi dengan competitor ataupun takut sikit lah, tak terjejas sangat pun because you're good. If you're good, then you tak akan rasa takut. That's why I always say to my student, don't compete with other people. Jangan compete dengan orang lain. Be good. You sendiri. You have to your own, I mean, ada gelanggang you sendiri. I mean, compete with yourself. Bersaing dengan diri sendiri. Create gelanggang you sendiri. Compete dengan diri you sendiri dengan improve yourself. Rather than you look pada orang lain and then you bersaing dengan dia, masuk gelanggang dia. Itu yang berlaku, tikam menikam, jatuh menjatuhkan dan santau dan sebagainya. Dia jual nasi lemak kat tepi jalan and then you pun jual nasi lemak juga. Dia jual kerang, you pun jual kerang juga. Bila dia dah jual nasi lemak, you jual lah tepeng kat sebelah tu. Barulah saling melengkapi. Right, ini nak juga jual benda yang sama. Because you nak bersaing dengan dia. Rather than you think of what you can do the best, which is you create your own, I mean, yeah, dia kata gelanggang you sendiri. Be better, improve yourself, be good, apa yang you buat, right? Dan you keep on improving dalam gelanggang you sendiri. Right, ini yang bagusnya. Tapi, boleh dengan orang lain apabila sama-sama you collaborate untuk maju sama-sama. Right? Ini yang bestnya. Competitive advantage patutnya macam tu. Right? Walaupun dia jadi reference you, tapi if you're able to identify what is the best you can offer, what are you good at, right? Then you akan rasa comfortable. Even though business is dynamic, right? Kita boleh kata comfortable setiap masa. Tapi at least bila you tahu what are you good at, then yeah, it's already an advantage of the competitors, right? You boleh, I mean, you already give a competitive advantage for you, right? Whether then, walaupun tak kira lah what kind of promotion, what kind of strategy that you, right? Don't compete with other people, compete with yourself, improve yourself. But you can, I mean, look what your friends do ataupun orang lain competitors do in order to improve yourself. And then yang lebih bagus adalah cooperation, cooperate with your competitor, right? Tapi kena smart lah, takut PN-Co kan ada benda-benda yang confidential, which is secret recipe, tak boleh lah. Kena lebih smart lah dalam venture pun, nak join venture ni. Right, what else? Inilah cakap tadi, ada cakap tadi lah. Manifestation, product, service, channel, people, image. People is your stuff. You yourself. Boleh jadilah image. Inilah yang kita boleh differentiate, membezakan you dengan orang lain, your company, your business, your product with other competitors, and how you are going to do your position. Right? Sama lah you bila you nak potong rambut kan pergi kat stable. Abang tu bagus dia kata. Right? Sama you lah macam lelaki lah. Perempuan pun yang kakak tu bagus. Dia potong kejap, dia cepat. Lepas tu dia baik. Dia tak garang-garang. Lembut. Dia suka lah. Right? Service people. Right? Cara untuk memudahkan you dan sebagainya. Okay? Okay. Yang ni boleh tengok kot berbeza importance superior. Right? Competitive advantage. That's all. Okay. Dah. Okay, ini statement aja. Value proposition. Oh, value proposition. Nilai. Nilai yang dia beli proposition. It's the full mix of benefits. Upon which a brand is position. Okay. Tengoklah. Macam contoh dia beri kat sini kan. BMW Ultimate Driving Machine. Right. Value propositionnya adalah performance. Tetapi adakah performance saja? No. Luxury and styling. Right. Walaupun price dia higher than average, but because BMW give mix of benefits. Benefits lah. Maksudnya bukan saja performance, dia fokus tapi lebih luxury and styling. Kalau cakap Amerika, kalau saya memang BMW lah. Kerana? Kerana apa? Okay. Dia lah perempuan design. Nampak style. Kan? Cool. Contoh kan. Okay. Not only the performance. Okay, that's all I think for today. Any question from you guys? Oh, jawapan-jawapannya kat you kat sini tadi. Oh, ini yang tengok kan, design, brand. We are different. Ni, yang jawab ni, lelaki, perempuan with a similar age. Umurnya mungkin sama dalam ni. Right. Tapi based on gender. Berbeza. Kalau tengok yang lain lagi, income, education dan sebagainya, lagilah ada banyak perbezaan. Ini dah bagi contoh. Untuk kampanye. Some of your friends go for design, some of your friends go for features, right? Dan sebagainya. Tengok Alia go for price. Dia kata, she's a price conscious, right? I go for design. Oh, design tak cantik tak beli, right? Hakimah go for warranty. I don't care. If there's no warranty, I don't buy it. Nanti susah I nak kalau rosak dia kata. Tapi most of the product they have a warranty, right? Sabrina go for price. Design. Sabila kata design tak apa, bayar lebih pun sikit. Sabila kata, okay, I go for design kalau bayar lebih pun tapi it's okay. As long as I get the design that I want, right? Feature bounty specs. I go for the brand. Right? Ini adalah brand conscious lah. Right? Dia fikir pasal brand. Ada orang memang dia go for branded. Orang kaya lah. Macam feature ni kaya ni. Right? Zihni go for software operating. Lelaki selalunya memang macam tu. Right? Dia go for function. Perbezaan. Itu dari segi gender. Lagi saya cakap pasal income dan sebagainya. Dalam kelas ni dah nampak ada perbezaan. So itulah yang marketer lakukan. So kalau hari ni you rasa kerja marketer ini mudah, tak mudah. Sangat susah sebab memahami diri sendiri pun tak mampu, apatah lagi bila you nak faham tentang orang lain. Kena busybody pasal orang lain. Inilah kerja macam. Okay, so that's all I think for today. Any question from you guys? Right? Okay, no question. So we are now class with Rata Ras and Tasbih Kepala. By the way, you can watch a video clip from YouTube that I attach upload ini clip. You boleh tengok lah. Itu salah satu contoh. You jangan hanya macam, okay, that is the only one example in this world. Itu saja ni, beri itu saja. Right? So boleh pergi lihat lagi. Itu adalah salah satu contoh lah. Tea industry kan, macam mana dia buat segmentation. And you can also answer for a question, which is I give a time for you. Look back to your assignment. Cuba tengok STP, your company, apa yang dia buat, and then you identify it. I know you dekat forum tu you identify saja, tapi dalam assignment of course you need to explain. Right? Try to identify what are the segmentation. Apakah targeting yang digunakan? Ada macam mana positioning? Of course you tak boleh nak buat map kat situ lah, tapi in assignment maybe you can come up with a positioning like perceptual maps, right? Okay. Hitam. Okay. Iswarani. Okay, sure. Nanti I will check. Okay. Sebab I dah tengok tu, tapi mungkin I tak bagi komen lagi sebab saya akan baca satu persatu. Right, dia akan mengambil masa sedikit lah. Bila I check tu, saya tak baca sekali imbas macam tu. I go for more than one time. Usually. So, right, maybe I summarize it. Not really general lah, tapi I need to understand what they're doing. Sebab kita jauh dan kita ini hanyalah satu-satu medium yang kita gunakan. I'm afraid if what I understand is not what you actually want to portray. I mean, you want to yeah, tell me kan apa yang you wrote tu adalah sebaliknya. That's why I need to not many times lah, tapi more than one time. Like first time bila baca tu, I will take a glance. Lepas tu, I akan tengok secara keseluruhan. Lepas I do every word. Sebab tu, I can detect typo ke apa. I'm not an accountant. Tapi bab-bab ni kadang-kadang sebab mungkin dah terbiasa lakukan kerja-kerja mengecek assignment ni, dan boleh boleh lihat sama ada copy and paste from internet walaupun dalam hard copy sekalipun, right, based on experience, and then words that you use, of course saya pergi satu-satu lah. Hiswarani, betul tak I sebut nama you ni Hiswarani? I call you Rani lah, senang. So bila nanti I akan tengok satu persatu, I give a comment yang I nampak ketara, which is you don't fulfill the requirements needed, right? Yang paling ketara, yang sedikit-sedikit tu silakan asal, right? It doesn't mean kalau cakap, kalau you tengok, okay macam ni, bila you bagi kat saya, I check, it doesn't mean yang I tak tegur adalah it's already perfect. No. It means it's already fulfilled the requirements. But you still can add some. You masih lagi pada masa ni boleh tambah lagi. Kalau you have it, you don't have it, it's okay. It's nice. It's a nice. I mean, to me, okay dah, boleh lah, I boleh terima, right? Tetapi when ada segment ataupun section yang I comment, memang you kena betulkan lah, right? If you want to get good mark lah, right? Kalau boleh sama ni memang nak bagi markah yang bagus-bagus lah, right? Sebab sangat penting, right? Untuk pass mark yang tinggi untuk dapat, sebab final tak tahu lagi jawapan kan. Saya macam tu, better you do a lot of improvements to get a good marks for your course mark, supaya bila you attend final, you rasa tak sesak nafas. Kasi tahu dah hari ni saya punya carry mark kan. Walaupun saya when I was a student, I don't know, tapi I jarang lah. Tak tahulah, we are different kan. Saya suka buat yang terbaik all out. I just don't care about my marks because I already do my best. Saya tak suka lihat apa yang I dah sudah buat, tapi sebelum I nak hantar tu, I'm pretty sure that's the best assignment I do lah, yang saya telah yang telah saya buat. Sebab tu I tak kisah sangat pasal kalimat. Saya tahu apa yang hantar tu banyak mana yang akan dapat, right? Usually of course a good marks lah, sebab you tahu, you all out, you faham satu-satu, and definitely lah memang banyak kerja lah, right, untuk faham satu-satu and then buat betul. Tak nak fikir berapa syarat bagi, because you tahu you fulfill all the requirements needed, right? Itulah selalunya. Final pun sama, right? Masa I study dulu pun sampai sama lecturers panggil saya sebab dia saya tak pernah datang pun jumpa dia nak jumpa saya sebab itulah, right? Saya suka study dengan study smart and then do well assignment because I nak get a good marks in my course mark, assessment marks, supaya I pergi final tu I tahu dah I akan dapat berapa, right? Rather than I terketul-ketul pergi final because course mark I teguh, kan? Rugilah, right? So rugilah dekat situ. I don't like to waste my time lah, 4 years of fun. That's why I said to my student, 4 tahun dekat universiti kan, banyak mana masa yang you spend, duit yang you spend, tenaga, effort dan usaha yang you spend, kelas yang kena attend berjam-jam tu, and then you get B or C, no way. It should be A plus 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 yang you kena aim. Tapi your effort must be similar lah dengan sama lah, tally lah, similar pula, tally with your effort must be tally with what you aim kan, nak aim A plus kan, tapi effort C ataupun D, of course lah tak capai lah. Okay, so that's all for today. Panjang aku cakap pasal benda ni. Thank you so much. Kita jumpa lagi next week. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Have a nice day guys.